Welcome to the Parkland Challenge 2018. So far in this round, Centennial has advanced. Our next game is Monticello and Decatur St. Teresa. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's meet the teams and then we'll get started.
Lauren Pugh, Jr.
Robert Malkamaki, Senior.
Shirley Syed, Junior.
Taylor Pazoon, Junior.
Jake Blackburn, Freshman. Jackson Arnold, Freshman.
Hannah Hollis, Freshman.
Megan Thompson, Freshman.
Payne Nowlin, Junior.
Noah Hanselman, Senior.
Jack Nettle, Senior.
Jonathan Kuhn, Junior.
Riley Combs, Freshman.
What state was the site of the first Farm Aid concert in 1985? Decatur St. Teresa, Robert.
Tennessee.
No, you guys can go first.
Nebraska.
No, it was actually in Illinois. It was in Champaign, Illinois, to be exact. What country singer who walked the line has a Parkway, Monticello Jack?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, yes. Gary Cooper starred in The Plainsman in 1936 as what Old West gunslinger who was shot in the back of the head while holding a dead man's hand? Monticello Jack.
Billy the Kid.
Not Billy the Kid. You guys can get further?
Buffalo Bill.
No, Wild Bill Hickok. Wild Bill Hickok. The charming town of Bishop Hill in Illinois, formerly known as Bishop Kuna, was settled by people from what country? That was Sweden. Sweden. What was the pen name of Charles Dodgson, author of Alice, Decatur's Shirley?
Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll, yes, author of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. What do the S, V, and P stand for in RSVP? Decatur, Robert.
S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît is correct. Good job. In physics, power is defined as work divided by what? Decatur, Lauren.
Time.
Time is correct. What Filipino was acquitted of fraud charges in the United States in 1990? It was Imelda Marcos. What sort of creatures would you see in the prehistorical zoo in Osanaki, Michigan? Marcel Jack.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs is correct. What Connecticut resident was the first woman in the United States history to be elected a U.S. governor without inheriting the office from her husband? That person was Ella Grasso. Which treasure state, also known as Big Sky Country, Decatur, Robert?
Montana.
Montana, yes, was admitted to the Union in 1889. At what temperature does water boil on the top of Mount Everest? Marcelo, no.
87 degrees.
Not 87 degrees. You guys can confirm?
300.
150 degrees Fahrenheit, 70 degrees Celsius. Mormon Station, Dayton, and Lake Tahoe are parks in what state? Decatur, Lauren.
Ohio.
Not Ohio.
Tennessee.
Nevada. What strait, a major oil shipping lane, connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea? Decatur is Lauren.
Strait of Gibraltar.
Not Strait of Gibraltar. You can refer?
Oman Strait.
No, Strait of Hormuz. What famous evangelist organization published the magazine Decision? What famous evangelist? It was Billy Graham. What 1966 Daniel Keyes novel is about a mentally challenged man who underwent experimental treatment which made him temporarily a genius? Temporarily transformed into a genius. Monticello Payne.
Lawnmower Man?
Not Lawnmower Man.
The mouse. I don't know. Curious Incident. I don't know.
Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime.
No, Flowers for Algernon.
Yeah,
Flowers for Algernon.
Oh, yeah.
What is the only United States, U.S. state that was formed as a result of popular vote to separate from another state? Monticello, no.
Kansas?
Not Kansas. You guys looking for that?
Maine?
No, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Is there a compromise question?
When you cross cattle with buffalo, what do you get? Decatur, Lauren.
An ox.
Not enough.
Yak.
No, a beefalo. Turkey. What the answer is, I guess. What part of the human body is named for its resemblance to a seahorse? Marcelo, no.
Hippocampus?
Yes. The only museum in the world devoted to uranium mining is in what southwestern state? Marcelo, Jack.
Arizona.
Not Arizona.
New Mexico? Yeah. New Mexico?
New Mexico is correct. What Persian Gulf warrior called his young majors in charge of combat operations Jedi Knights? Decatur, Robert.
Schwarzkopf?
Yes, Norman Schwarzkopf, yes. Fort Pitt, named for British statesman William Pitt, became what industrial city in Pennsylvania? Monticello, Jack.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is correct. What was TV's longest running animal series, which ran from 1954 to 1971? TV's longest running animal series. That was Lassie. Lassie. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which is for Decatur, St. Teresa.
This video question is brought to you by the Fine and Applied Arts Department. Which two ancient Greek philosophers are depicted in the center of the painting, The School of Athens?
Plato and Aristotle? Plato and Aristotle.
The School of Athens is one of the most famous paintings by the Italian Renaissance artist Raphael. It was painted between 1509 and 1511. At the architectural center of the painting are two undisputed main subjects, Plato and Aristotle.
Okay, great job on the video question. Back to our regular game. What mop-haired comic strip girl's favorite expression was leaping lizards? Monticello, Jack.
Annie.
Be more specific.
No thanks.
Okay, you guys can go first.
Little Orphan Annie?
Little Orphan. Yeah, there you go. What night creatures by the thousands make their home under Austin, Texas's Decatur, Lauren?
Bats.
Bats is correct, yes. In what two cities would you tour the White House of the Confederacy? It would be Montgomery, Alabama, or Richmond, Virginia. Which Latin term refers to events that take place prior to birth? Decatur, Robert.
Prenatal?
Prenatal, yes. What peninsula lies between the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea? Decatur, Lauren.
Florida.
No. You guys confirm?
Yucatan?
Yucatan is correct. Good job. What mammal can starve to death despite a plentiful supply of food if there are too many cool, cloudy days in a row? Monticello, Jack.
Sloth.
Sloth is correct, yes. What does the name of the space station Mir mean in Russian? M-I-R, Mir. Oh, you buzzing?
It wasn't me.
Oh, who buzzing? Oh,
Space.
Not space. You guys can confirm?
Window.
No means peace. Peace. Excuse me. What former U.S. president went skydiving on his 85th Decatur, Robert?
George H.W. Bush.
Yes, on his 85th birthday. In what state would you see replicas of the Wright brothers' work shed and living quarters? Monticello, Jack.
North Carolina.
North Carolina is correct, yes. What arachnid attacks its prey by using the stinger at the end of its tail? Marcelo, no.
Scorpion?
Scorpion is correct. What evening soap opera's November 21st, 1980 episode was one of the top-rated TV shows of all time? One character, JR, was shocked. Marcelo, Jack.
General Hospital.
Not General Hospital, no.
It's something like
Need an answer?
ER.
No, Dallas. Dallas
Oh.
is where JR was shot. If you wanted to travel from the birthplace of Muhammad to the birthplace of Jesus, in which direction would you travel? Would it be northeast, northwest, southeast, or southwest? Decatur, Robert.
Northeast.
No, you guys can confirm?
Northwest.
Northwest. If you were riding on the overseas highway, US 1, what scenic part of Florida are you in? Monticello, Jonathan.
Florida Keys.
Yes, the Keys. The town of Lompoc produces 75% of the world's flower seed. What state is Lompoc in? 75% of the world's flower seeds. That is in California. California. By what pseudonym is mystery writer Frederick Dene Manfred Bennington Lee better known as? Ellery Queen. Ellery Queen. That's Ellery Queen's name. In what world capital would you find a river called the Liffey? Liffey. That would be Dublin. Dublin. Born in 1712, which enlightened despot proved himself to be an outstanding military commander during the War of the Austrian Succession and the 7 Years' War? It's Frederick the Great. Frederick the Great. Which ancient Greek author wrote the fable The Tortoise and the Hare? Decatur, Robert.
Aesop.
Aesop is correct. What clever name did disc jockey George D. Hay bestow on his barn dance country music show from Nashville, Tennessee? Decatur, Robert.
Grand Ole Opry.
Yes, Grand Ole Opry, yes. What long-running television show was about a mobile army surgical hospital? Monticello, Jack.
MASH.
MASH is correct. What very popular monthly magazine uses Pegasus, a winged horse, as its logo? That is Reader's Digest. Okay, that's the end of our first round. We'll tally up our scores and be back with our lightning round right after this.
I'm enrolled in the dual credit AYES program. I'm currently taking electronic control and advanced engine performance and chassis electrical systems. Tell your friends about dual credit. It's a great program.
Okay, welcome back. We got a great game so far. Monticello 110, Decatur St. Teresa 140. Let's go get started with our lightning round. Which desert does the Sirocco wind originate? From which desert does the Sirocco wind originate? That's the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert. What vitamin is known as the sunshine vitamin? Monticello, no.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D is correct. In Ronald Dahl's book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, what is Charlie's last name? Decatur, Robert.
Bucket.
Bucket is correct. Which is Venice's largest canal? That was the Grand Canal. The Grand Canal.
Makes sense.
What state is home to the beginnings of the Mississippi River? Robert.
Minnesota.
Minnesota is correct, yes. Who wrote Forever, Super Fudge, and Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing? Decatur, Shirley.
Judy Blume.
Judy Blume is correct. Good job. What was the short word for infantile paralysis used on the 1950s March of Dimes poster? The word is polio. Polio. Which scientist discovered penicillin by studying mold on Shirley, Decatur?
Fleming.
Fleming, Alexander Fleming. Who wrote Dune? Science fiction book Dune. It was Frank Herbert. Frank Herbert. What woman was involved in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln? Monticello, Jonathan.
Mary Surratt.
Mary Surratt is correct. Good job. On what holiday does Detroit hold its famous Santa Claus parade? They hold that on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
Name the three nephews of Donald Duck who often appear in his comics. Monticello, Jonathan.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie is correct. On which continent would you have found the ancient Inca civilization? Decatur, Rutherford.
South America.
South America is correct. Motown is what Michigan metropolis? Michigan City is Motown. That is Detroit. In which four of Shakespeare's plays do ghosts appear? Marcel, Jonathan.
Hamlet, Macbeth, Julius Caesar, and don't know the last one.
Richard III. That was a pretty good try, though. What was the pseudonym of William Sidney Porter? Decatur, Robert.
Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry is correct. What artist's first word was, as a baby, was lapis, which means pencil? Lapis, which means pencil. Pablo Picasso. Okay, that's the end of our lightning round. We'll be back with our final round right after these messages.
Taking dual credit in high school pays off when you don't have to take an extra class in college. I love the challenge. I feel great about getting college credit in high school.
Welcome back. Heading into our final round, Monticello 130, Decatur, St. Teresa 200. Let's get started. What internet search engine was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin in 1998? Decatur, Laura.
Google.
Google is correct.
Okay.
What was the best-selling car in the United States from 1992 to 1996? Marcel, Jack.
Toyota Camry.
Not Toyota Camry. You guys can confirm. Need an answer?
Yeah. No answer.
Ford Taurus.
Ford Taurus.
I don't know how you would know that. What large Kentucky city is known as the heart of the bluegrass? Decatur, Shirley.
Louisville.
Not Louisville. You guys confirm?
Lexington.
Lexington is correct. Good job. What Spanish-speaking country in the Western Hemisphere has a population of about 3 million, a per capita income of almost $2,000, and a 93% literacy rate, and virtually no military? Decatur, Robert.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica is correct. The Museum of Television and Radio is, appropriately, in what northeastern metropolis? Monticello, Jack.
New York City.
New York City is correct. What Oklahoma metropolis sits astride the Arkansas River? Monticello, right.
Oklahoma City.
Not Oklahoma City. You guys can
Is it
confirm?
Tulsa? Tulsa.
Tulsa is correct, yes. Elmira, New York has a summer drama on the life of which of its most famous residents, an author of humorous works like Tom Sawyer? Decatur, Robert.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain is correct. What epic southern rock band had several members die in 1977? Decatur, Robert.
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner, yes, because of a plane crash. Which movement was founded in 1954 by L. Ron Hubbard? Decatur, Robert.
Scientology.
Scientology is correct. How many consecutive Tour de France victories did Lance Armstrong win before being stripped of his titles in 2012? Decatur, Robert.
10.
Not 10. You guys confirm?
6.
7. Where did Mark Zuckerberg go to college? Decatur, Shirley.
Harvard.
Harvard is correct. How many eyes do most spiders have? Monticello, no.
4.
Not 4. You guys confirm?
8.
8 is correct, yes. In what city was President John F. Kennedy assassinated? Monticello, Dallas, Texas, yes. What company did Craig Newmark found? Decatur, Shirley.
Craigslist.
Craigslist
Yeah,
is
it
correct.
just came to me.
What famous couple's wedding did the world watch on July 29th, 1981? That was Lady Diana and Prince Charles. What two outlaws were portrayed in the 1967 movie with Warren Monticello Jack?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, yes. Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. What is a remote attachment to Edwards Air Force Base called? Hint, it may contain aliens, but probably doesn't. Monticello Jack.
Area 51.
Area 51 is correct. In what city can you visit the Topkapi Palace, the Blue Mosque, and the Hagia Sophia? Robert, Decatur.
Istanbul.
Istanbul, yes. And if I pronounced any of those correctly, I'm stunned. The Jordanaires and the Blue Moon Boys were backup singers for what pop idol? The Jordanaires and the Blue Moon Boys, sorry. Shirley, Decatur.
Michael Jackson.
Not Michael Jackson. Just defer.
Madonna.
No, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley. Quantico, Virginia has the largest base for what military? Monticello Jack.
FBI.
Not FBI. What military branch?
Coast Guard.
Marines. Marines. In the comic strips, what was the name of Mandrake, the magician's giant partner? Marcel, no.
Sven.
Not Sven, no. Yes, you prefer.
I don't know. Yeah, no answer.
Lothar. Lothar. What visual contribution did cartoonist Thomas Nast make to American politics? Decatur, Robert.
The donkey and the elephant.
Yes, Donkey and the Elephant for political parties. What country's holidays include Discovery Day, Natal Day, and Fête Nationale? No, Marcelo, no.
France.
Not France. You guys prefer?
Brazil. Brazil.
Canada. Canada. In what state was Lizzie Borden acquitted of murdering her parents? Marcelo, right.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is correct. Which active substance is contained in the drug speed? Marcelo, no.
Meth.
Yes.
Okay.
In physics, what letter of the alphabet is used to represent the speed of light in a vacuum? Marcelo, no.
C.
C, the speed of light in a vacuum. What pop singer's concert hall in Branson, Missouri is the Yellow Ribbon Music Theater? It's Tony Orlando. He had a song called Yellow Ribbon. What status did scientists downgrade to Pluto? Decatur, Robert.
Dwarf planet.
Dwarf planet, yes, in 2006. Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Monticello.
This video question is brought to you by the Fine and Applied Arts Department. What is the name of the artist who painted this image?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Depictions of the Last Supper in Christian art have been undertaken by artistic masters for centuries. But this version, by Leonardo da Vinci, is the most famous example.
Okay, good job on the video question. Let's finish up our game. What famous self-help organization is known for Monticello Jack? Yes, AA, for never giving the last name of its members. What do you call an instrument that measures air pressure? Monticello Riley.
Barometer.
Barometer, yes. A man named George designed the first one of these for the Columbian Exposition in Chicago in 1893. His name is the answer. Decatur, Shirley.
Ferris wheel.
Yes, Ferris wheel. What offbeat singer married Miss Vicky on The Tonight Show on December 17th, 1969? It was Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim. Passed in 1865, what did the 13th Amendment, Decatur, Robert?
Outlawed slavery.
Yes, of the Constitution do. Who immediately preceded John Quincy Adams as President of the United States? Monticello Jack.
Monroe.
Monroe, yes. Who is the Aerospace Museum in Rantoul, Illinois, named after? Monticello Jack.
Glenn.
Not Glenn, no. You prefer?
Field.
No, Chanute. Chanute Air Force Base and the Chanute Museum now. The Imperial Palace Auto Collection has cars belonging to Adolf Hitler, Howard Hughes, Al Capone, and other notable people? What Nevada resort town has this collection? Decatur, Lauren.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is correct. Who proposed the plum pudding model of the atom in 1904? Decatur, Robert.
Dalton.
Not Dalton. No.
Go for it. Rutherford.
No, J.J. Thompson. What is the anchorman in each year's graduating class from the U.S. Naval Academy? What is the anchorman in each year's? Marcel Jack.
Valedictorian?
No, you guys can confer.
Salutatorian?
No, the person with the lowest grade.
Yeah.
What world famous comic strip is the focus of a museum in Santa Rosa, California? Comic strip is Peanuts. Peanuts. The French settled town of Natchitoches, founded in 1714, is the oldest town in what southern state? Marcel Riley.
Mississippi.
Not Mississippi. Yes, prefer?
Louisiana makes sense. Louisiana?
Louisiana is correct. What state, home to the Johnson Space Center, allows its residents to cast absentee ballots from space? Monticello, Jonathan.
Florida.
Not Florida. You guys can confirm?
Texas?
Texas is correct, yes. Who became the first head of the United States Treasury in 1789? Decatur, Robert.
Hamilton.
Hamilton is correct, yes. On the $10 bill, too. What author advocated nonviolent resistance in his piece Civil Disobedience? Decatur, Robert.
Thoreau.
Yes, Henry David Thoreau. The famous Second City comedy troupe is, thanks to changes in the census, now centered in the third city. What city is that? Marcel Riley.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh.
Yes. What pop idol, also known as the King, was launched by the Small Sun Record Company? Decatur, Laura.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, yes. Sun Records in Memphis. What country claims William Tell as its national hero? Decatur, Robert.
Denmark?
Not Denmark. Please confirm.
Norway.
Switzerland. At what California national park did you see gray whales, harbor seals, and sea lions? Channel Islands. What Northeastern University has 22 nationality classrooms, each furnished by local ethnic communities in a 42-story cathedral of learning? That is the University of Pittsburgh. The Sunflower State has the sunflower as its state flower. What plain state? Monticello, rather.
Kansas.
Kansas is correct. What are the names of the two NASA space vehicles that roamed to Mars in 2004? Decatur, Robert.
Curiosity and Discovery.
No, you guys confirm? An answer?
Curiosity and challenge.
No, Spirit and Opportunity.
Oh.
Okay, that's the end of our game. I'll tally up the scores and tell you who's moving on to play Champagne Centennial right after this. Welcome back. In our second game today, Monticello 270, St. Teresa 410, which means Decatur St. Teresa will move on and play Champagne Centennial in this bracket's championship. We'll see you with that game right after this.